we're gonna keep it short, simple, and sweet today. There's a level I'm really looking for right now on ES to test, and set level is 6850. If we can get this to test and we can get it to hold, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I will look to long. I'll look to long this all the way up to 6912. That's literally my game plan for today. Get us to 6850, let's hold, and I'll long this to 6912. Under 6850, I've got to hold off. So that's how it is. All right, so we have some previous midnight opens that we are currently working with here, which is what is it, 68, 63, all the way down to 68.57. If these don't hold, which as you can see 63 is not holding, we can dip down to 57. If 57 doesn't hold, we are for sure coming to the 68.50 midnight open. Now at this midnight open, I want to see us hold. If we can hold it, build some bullish price action around it, say on the 5-minute time frame, I'll be looking to build some longs. You know, if that doesn't hold, I do have 68.36 as my last line for the market to hold as far as longs to try anything. But as of right now, I'm not chasing any longs. I'm really waiting for that 68.50 to see if we're going to hold above it, because if we hold above it, we should be good for longs for the rest of the session. And I'm looking for a big move kind of, but we'll see what happens at set level. As you can see, we failed 60 or 57. Now we're at 54. We are approaching the 50s. Again, I am not in a position at the moment. I am just sitting, waiting. Since it's a Monday, I don't want to be going too crazy, so I will be sticking with like micros. At the same time, this may be a difficult session to play, only because, again, looking at my stochastic RSI, at least on the 30-minute, it's not ready for ES. It's also not ready on the 1 hour. If we do hold the 68.50 though, they could neglect it and trigger the 4 hour and up to go into play. So the best way I can really get into this, if 68.50 holds, as you can see, we're about to hit it, is I'm gonna be using like say the 5-minute time frame to 15-minute time frame really for the session today. Maybe even the 5-minute, but we'll see what happens. We're approaching the 50s. We are approaching it. I could try and be perfect and wait for, you know, a picture perfect touch, or I could just say fuck it and, you know, try some long. So what I'll do right now is this is where I really gotta figure out what I want to do. I'll wait for the 50s to see if we can at least test, or wait for a new 5-minute candle to at least give me some sort of entry. But looks like we're holding under 68.57, so we could be seeing this 50s. We could be seeing the 50s. Just waiting. I'm tired. Overnight trading was just weird to say the least. Like, it was up, but it was just like sideways and up, consolidation and up. So I think what we're trying to do is retrace the sell-off. So I think, you know, you can see something like that. Okay, it seems to be like we're bouncing above the 50. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just grab starter longs here. So yeah, I'm gonna just take a stab at some starter longs here, and I'm gonna use that 50 actually as an overall stop. So I'm long here at 68.58. I'm playing light. So what I want to see, again, this is going to be a move that I'm trying to catch, but essentially what I want to see is, give me a second here. I'm trying to jimmy around. So what I want to see is a 68.50, us hold above it, push higher, and you know, start heading higher, I guess. But I want to see like a move today for this session. So I am long right now. I don't know if I want to have hard stops sub 50 because they may trigger it and come back. So right now my stops are at 49. 68.49 is where my stops are at, just slightly under 50. And that's kind of where I'm just going to have it placed as of right now. What I want to see now is us break through these previous midnight opens here. We've already broken through one at 57. I want to see us break through 63, and that way we can start potentially making that push back up to 81. But again, if we get back to 50 and we hold under 50, it's not going to be good for the buyers. It's not going to be good for my overall long position. And I'm only long based on us holding above this 68.50. That's literally my only long thesis for today. If we hold under it, then sellers have this session. And at that point, I'd just be chilling because I wouldn't want to deal with it. So that's kind of my outlook for this right now. But again, I do have a starter position on this, so I'm just testing the waters right now for this session. I just want to see what they want to do. If they decide to sell this off more, then hey, they sell this off more. Okay, so we're at 50s now. I want to see us bounce above it. If we can't hold the 50s, then there's no reason for me to be trying longs until we can get back above, you know, 68.50. So I want to see us at least try and bounce it. If we can't hold it, then that's it for any long attempts right now. And I'll just have to test, or I'll just have to see what this session wants to do. Because I was looking at it overnight and it looked like they wanted to short this and take it lower, but then they just started bouncing it. So let's see what they do here. Are we going to bounce again, or are we going to dip? What are we doing? We're at 68.50s. What are we going to do here? They're trying to bounce it. Like they're trying. Again, I don't know if they want to make this a scalper's market. It looks like they might want to make this a scalper's market, but again, as long as this 50 can hold, I'm gonna attempt longs. So I'm still in my longs as of right now. Got in at 58, so I am in some drawdown at the moment. I would normally be using a 30-minute time frame, although the 30-minute time frame may sway me away from taking a trade today. And it's not that I want to take a trade today, but I just want to see what the smaller frames like the 5-minute have to offer based on what I see on the overall setup on bigger time frames, if they want to use a Monday to trigger it. But if I'm looking at this based on a 30-minute time frame, based on a 1 hour time frame like I normally do, I would be sitting out because I'm long biased to an extent, but the 30-minute and the 1 hour are telling me that there may be turbulence still. So that's what will cause me to sit out and not deal with the sideways choppiness or whatever. I would need the full-on setup to get there. But that's not to say there can be setups triggering for, traders to get in and out on, the 5-minute, 15-minute time frame and all that. So again, we need to get above this 57. We get above 57, we go to 63, 65, which is POC. That 50s, which is something that I'm liking right now with this position that I'm in, is this 68.50s is lining up with my value area low at 68.50.25. If you look at my charts here, it's literally lining up with the value area lows. So I am liking that. It's giving me much more of a confluence that if we can hold, we should be able to see more upside as far as the 6,900 level that I'm targeting. Our value area high for this session is at 68.70. So what we have to do is hold 68.50 and we could see 68.70 just for the session range. After that, it's just dependent on what the market wants to do from there. Either break out or stay within range or break down. So looks like we're rejecting this 57 level, but we're trying to bounce off the 60s. We're under VWAP at 54. This is on a 5-minute time frame right now, so it's gonna be a little bit hectic, not as clean. We're approaching the 50s. Do we bounce or no? They're trying to bounce. They're trying, but hey, we'll see what the market does. Mondays are interesting days. But again, this midnight open is very important because if we hold under this 50s, then it's gonna be it. Like for buyers to have a fighting chance. They're holding us under. got to get back above this 50s. So they got to bounce this now. Do buyers have it in them? Again, if you don't know anything about midnight open, you should do some due diligence behind that. It's very important that you understand what that is. We're holding under, but I'm not stopping out of my position just yet because I want to see if we can bounce back above it. So I'm just giving the market a little bit more room here. I want to see how this 5-minute candle closes out. There's 3 minutes left on it. It's a Monday too, so I don't want to be too rash with my decisions here. I want to give the market just some slight room or slight slippage at least. So I am still in my long. I was in at 58. So you got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. Wouldn't be surprised if we get downside for this session either, because again, the 30-minute and the 1 are technically telling me to sit out, like I stated earlier today. They're technically telling me to sit out. If we go take a look at them based on my system, like this is technically telling me to, if I went along, this is not ready to be longed just yet. However, it was telling me the same thing overnight, and yet they popped it. So they only popped it based on the smaller time frames, and it was holding previous midnight opens. So that's why I'm saying if we can hold above this midnight open at 68.50, they may pop it higher. So that's why 68.50 is such a crucial level for me right now. We're about to get a new 5-minute candle to open. I want to see if it can open and push above 68.50. All right, new 5-minute candles open. Do we get the push above 50? It looks like we may not get that push. What do you want to do, buyers? What you want to do, buyers? I'm gonna get ready to stop out of my position soon if they don't get me a pop here with this candle. Because at that point, if this candle closes out how it does, sellers will be in control. It's below 68.50. That won't be a good sign, and the next candle will just be a continuation to the downside. So if buyers don't step in, you know, with this candle and it closes out, you know, like even at this low like this, sellers will potentially step in, putting a trigger a 2 down continuation or a 2-2 continuation like they're doing right now. Okay, I'm gonna stop out here because they're just pulling it down. If we can get back above 68.50, I'll relong it. But right now I'm stopping out right there. Sellers just took over way too much for my liking on that 5-minute candle. I didn't want to wait for it to close out. So now we just watched that 68.50. It's not too far away. So there's still a chance to see if there's a pop today in the markets. Again, I don't mind shorting. It's just from looking at last night, trying to short this last night, they just didn't allow it. They may allow it right now, just looking at how the 1 hour is and how the 30-minute is. So if I'm adhering to this rules, it's gonna get boring if I'm not shorting right now. It's gonna get boring. The only way I would stay short, obviously, which again would be difficult because the bigger time frames just look like it wants to retrace this move at least. The only way I would stay short is if this holds under 68.50. And even then, just again, looking at last night, they could have shorted this many times. They had plenty of opportunities. Even here on a 30-minute, and they still bought it right back up. You know, so sub 68.50 today, then we can start to look for shorts on a retest of 68.50 and a rejection. I would say on like a hourly time frame, because we're gonna get a new hourly candle to open in about 5 minutes. So yeah, that's how I would go about that. But if it gets back above 68.50, then I wouldn't be looking to short. That's only because it's above a midnight open. But as of right now, this pullback is targeting 68.35, 36, 68.36, which is an opening range and a previous level that I have marked. These blue levels here, these dotted lines are like previous midnight opens, which are very strong. So when they line up with other levels that I have, they just make things a lot stronger, to almost like a magnet, so to speak. So yes, they could tap this 36 level down here on ES. But just looking at how the 5-minute is set up, buyers should be stepping in at any point. And if it's back above that 68.50, I'm pulling that long trigger. Not gonna lie to y'all. Not gonna lie to y'all. First trade was a loss. It's okay. That is perfectly fine by me. Only reason why it's fine by me and I'm not upset about it is because it clearly broke under a level that I needed to hold. And this wasn't one of those, I don't know why I'm in this positions. It was, we were in above the midnight open, and yeah, it was that simple. what I am watching for, if they continue this sell-off, they would need to pull it under 68.04 because then that triggers a daily 2 down. As of right now, we are trading an inside day candle, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult for buyers and sellers. They may not get everything that they want. Certain people stay away from inside day candles, especially on the daily and the weekly time frame, just because it leads to, there's no clear direction in the market. They're just pulling this down. They're going to tap that 36. It's a midnight open. If they don't hold 36, then we're going to flush to 21. But if we bounce this 36, it's right back up to 50, which would be pretty nice to see. Do I play an early bounce or do I wait? Do I get risky, chat, and play an not even risky, but do I trade it how I traded and play an early bounce, or do I wait? I wait. I'd rather see 68.50 get reclaimed because that'll let me know that like we're safe to an extent. Because I could go long here if this holds, but if it doesn't, then that's a bigger flush at hand that I don't want to be a part of because my stop loss will be very tight. So I'll wait. Show me that we can get back above 68.50 and you will have me convinced. And that's why I wait, because if I went long there, not only will they have like pulled it back like this, but that's a bigger drop at hand that can take place. So you wait them things out. You wait them hoes out. That's all you do. You just wait them hoes out. So clearly we're under 68.50. Sellers have it. Like I said, if they held it under and the candle closed out really bearish, it would have led to sellers taking control. The next candle that followed would have been a 2-down continuation, which is what's happening. And now we're failing to hold this previous midnight open at 68.36. And so we could dip down to 68.21. So what I'm going to look for right now is if there's any other previous midnight opens that we could potentially bounce off of and where they're located at. And if they line up with my levels and all that. So I do spot some, so I'll mark those right now. Again, I'm not really interested in shorting, just because I was watching the markets last night, and they really weren't. They didn't do what I expected them to do, which was, okay, you want to short it or you want to pull it down at open, we'll continue shorting it. No, they just popped it the whole night. So now if we look here, I just marked out 3 midnight opens, I believe, or like 2 midnight opens if I refresh it. But we didn't have one here at 21. And now as you can see, we have a midnight open that is priced in here at 68.21, right? And then we have another one down here at 68.11, which lines up with a value area low at 68.08. And under all that, we'll put in a 2 down on a daily. And at that point, sellers will have full control and will flush the fuck out of this market. I guarantee it. So what we watch for now, if we really want to see a bounce and want to see buyers at least have some sort of strength in this market, we need to see them not only get it back above 68.36, we need to see it back above 68.50, which we know is a midnight open. If they hold this under 36, this thing is going to flush. I don't know if it's going to be some big ass candles down. I don't know if it's going to be one leg, but they're going to take it to 68.21. So right now, since I don't really want to short, sorry, don't stone me. I'm just sitting out and I'm waiting. What's interesting with this drop, they're now cooling off the 30-minute and they are cooling off the 1 hour stochastic RSI. So again, I'm not really interested in shorting unless they trigger a 2 down on the daily. We're still in an inside day, which means this thing could pop right back up at any point unless there's a clear 2 down trigger on the day. If there's a clear 2 down trigger on the day, at that point shorts are a go. But until then, I can't short an inside day candle because they could just pop it right back up and retrace everything. And looking at everything right now, my setup is coming. My long setups are coming. So that's kind of my only interest right now. Everything else is fickle. Fickle as hell. So yeah. Kind of a long interest. As you can see, we are holding, or they're trying to take it above 68.35. But what I want you to see right now is what happened as we held under 68.35. You seen how they just flushed it? So that's why I didn't really want to long it, because like, you know, that could have been difficult. But now they're popping it back up 36. Okay, we like that. Kind of want to see 68.50 get reclaimed though. But based on my long setup and everything, we are kind of setting up for longs as well. But this is also why I'm saying shorting this would have been just annoying, because yes, okay, it did drop, but people are expecting more, you know, and they're not getting more. You would expect them to break all this, but they didn't. So it's just one of those. Until you get a direction on a daily candle, you have to pick a side and really stick with it. And for me, The reason why I'm kind of choosing long is just looking at my bigger time frames, like let's just say the 4 hour, for example. Again, if we don't put in a 2 down, if we don't trigger in a 2 down on a daily, which will then you'll see a red candle on a 4 hour, I'm anticipating based on my stochastic RSI setup for buyers to step in and push this up. I don't know if there's going to be news to follow it or whatever, but again, if we don't trigger a 2 down on a daily, I anticipate buyers to step in based on a 4 hour starting off and to rally this up. And then if we go to say like a 7 hour, which is another time frame that I like, although it looks ugly and it looks scary, every time it looked ugly and scary, they just saved it, right? But if we don't trigger a 2 down on a daily, I anticipate buyers to step in and pull this right back up. If we look at the 11-hour time frame or even 12-hour time frame, I want to say, because those, I do like those two time frames as well. I just want to go to when price was looking scary as fuck, as far as like, oh my god, this is a big drop, right? And what I want to do real quick, and this is just a quick educational session before I go back to what I want to do, is just, let's just hide this and let's just look at, ignore this, ignore these green candles from December and forward. Let's just focus on these red candles that we've seen, right? These red candles, okay? You would have looked at this and be like, okay, they're gonna drop the market. This shit looks scary. Like, it looks like a rising wedge. It looks like it's about to break down. And then out of nowhere, they just save it. And then they make it look ugly again, right? Oh my God, it's gonna break down. And then they fucking save it. And now they're doing it again, right? It looks like it's gonna go back down. But the reason why I feel, and I'm open to being wrong, but the reason why I feel like they may save it is just based on the way the stochastic RSI is placed. This is, again, only if we don't hold under 6,800. If we hold under 6,800, chalk that long, because at that point, they're gonna put in a daily 2 down, and the magnitude or target for this would be down here at like 67.77. So if they don't trigger a daily 2 down, I anticipate buyers to step in and save it. But what I wanted to show was, even looking at that like 11-hour time frame, every time it looked ugly and the stochastic RSI was in that buyer zone, they saved it, as you can see. So, and if you look here, this part, it was ugly, and then they saved it. As annoying as it is, they saved it, right? So that's just the bigger time frames and what that's telling me. But obviously, if we start breaking down on these levels here and we pierce that daily 2 down, sellers are gonna have a field day. Let me just say that sellers will have a field day. So right now, buyers kind of got to save this thing pretty fast. So they got to get this thing above 36 and then start chugging its way to 50s. And at that point, the ball will be back in their court. But right now, sellers got it right now. The sellers have it right now. Buyers are losing it. Buyers are literally losing it. Right in front of our eyes, buyers are losing it.
Are you still in Meta, Jay?
Yeah, I'm still in Meta. I'm still in Meta. And then I'm also still in my equities as well. So I haven't exited anything on those. Okay, buyers are trying, but it's still in seller's court. So they're not even above 36. So they're weak. And right now we triggered a 2 down on a 5 minute. So sellers have control on this candle. It's about 2 minutes left on it, and sellers got control. So again, with all this price action going on here on a 5 minute that we're seeing, we are still within an inside day candle. There's no trigger to the downside up until we break under 68.05, 68.04. We have to break under that and we trigger a 2 down. Until then, we are in an inside day candle. So anything can happen type shit. So that's why I said with the inside days, if you decide to trade them, you pick a side and you stick with that side, or else you're scalping or you're sitting on your hands waiting for the daily trigger to give you a move. And right now buyers are just weak as hell. Like, holy hell, they're weak. So I have 2 criterias for potential longs. Criteria 1, we break above 68.50 and I long from there. 2, I wait for my system. And what my system entails is, and again, this is why I said don't stone me, but right off the bat, if we're looking at open, my system was saying to short. And it was shorting off of the value area high, just because the 30-minute time frame, stochastic RSI was in the seller zone. 1 hour stochastic RSI was also in the seller zone. So this was a short, and still is a current short based off of my system, which is why I'm sitting on my hands. Because do I want to short it? I don't really want to deal with the chop on an inside day candle. I'd rather you show me a 2 down and then I'll take it, on a retest. Like, I'll take the short, but I just don't want to deal with the hassle of trying to short on an inside day, especially when my system is like looking like it's setting up for longs after the short here. But anyways, looking at the 1 hour, the 1 hour is saying, or did say to short, and the only way we long is if it looks like this. If you look here, this is the only way we long, because if you look here and what happened afterwards, it did dip or make a double bottom, but then it popped right back up. And why? The reason to it is because we're trying to get the 1 hour stochastic RSI from the 0 zone to the 100 zone. Where that puts price, we don't know, because this is a momentum indicator. So that's where you have your levels to help you get in and out. But the whole thesis of the stochastic RSI, how I use it is, again, show me that you're in a 0 zone, you attract buyers. Obviously it needs to be holding a level, and I'm taking you to the seller zone. Show me you're in a seller zone. You should be rejecting from key levels such as value area highs and things of that nature, and I will go short. So for today, I could have shorted off of the value area high and shorted down to 68.50, and if that didn't hold, I could have held my shorts for more. but I just didn't want to short. So that's on me. It is what it is. I can just now wait for a long setup to show up. So now that I know all these blue lines, or the fact that these blue dotted lines are previous midnight opens, we know that if we hold above one, we'll test the next to the upside. So the fact that we held under this 68.35 midnight open, it was down to the 68.21, which also lined up with the 68.20 opening range, right? That told me that, okay, we can for sure go to 68.20. And now we for sure know if 68.20 doesn't hold, we're going to 68.11. Not only do I have a value area low at 68.10, but I have a previous midnight open at 68.11. Sub 68.11, it's 67.98, because, and at that point we know that it can for sure test, because 68.04 puts in a daily 2 down, and 98 is just, it's not too far from 04, so there could be slippage to touch that level. The real fun for the sellers really starts under 83, but yeah, the system told me to short this morning. I was just trying to play the hold of 68.50, because I was like, all right, they already pulled it down, so let's see if they hold it, then we can pop, but if they don't, then there's more downside. So that's what we seen. So now I'm just sitting on my hands, waiting, just waiting. The degen me wants to come out right now. I see a wedge forming. I just gotta wait. The system has to tell me to long. The system says patience. At least 8 more minutes we'll get a new candle to open, but just right now the system is saying patience. The system is saying patience. We wait for the fucking system. The degen in me wants to grab longs right now, though. We wait. We're waiting. Thank God I am waiting, because buyers are just trash. Now we are close to a 2 down on a daily. And if that 2 down triggers on the daily, that won't be good. That won't be good. Just saying. Like, at that point, all long thesis will go out the window because shorts will have fun. Like, they're having fun already, but like, we're gonna sell off like nasty if we put in a daily 2 down right now. And it's looking like it's about to happen. All right, y'all. I'm liking this bounce so far, and my system is telling me to get ready for long. So what I'm gonna do is listen to my system, and I'm going to get ready for some longies. So what I'm gonna do, chat, is there's a 2 up on a 5 minute here. Guess what I'm doing? I'm longing that shit. So I'm in long starters. Well, let me just give me a sec. I'll let you know when I'm in. I gotta type it out first. I've got to type it out first. So, everyone, I'm about to be long soon. Be on standby. I'm in some longs. Light longs. I'm in at 68.23. Stop loss is going to be 68.11. I don't really want to explain why I'm in longs because I don't want to ramble and yap, but just a quick explanation. Holding above midnight low 68.11, back above 68.20 midnight open. Sorry, I said midnight low. Midnight open. So I'm anticipating a bounce to value area low at 68.31 and a push back up to 36. System is saying longs are pretty much not ready, but like almost getting ready to be ready. So I'm just getting in prematurely for this move. Just based on how the market's been moving. But this is kind of why I said I'm not really interested in shorting, because inside day candles have no direction until there's a direction. Once a direction is made, then you can really have your bias. But if not, if there's an inside day and you really want to take a trade, you have to just pick your side and fucking stay on it. So let's see what happens here. Do we break 68.11 or do we bounce? Never seen something be so difficult with me today. If I can't get this one to work, I'm probably going to call it a day just because the market's not going to be in my criteria to trade. And I don't want to overtrade either. Something I just really don't want to do. So I'd rather just call it a day. If I can't get my trade to work for me, which I don't think it's going to work for me, honestly. It's been super difficult. fucking hate this market. I swear to God. I actually swear to God I hate this market so much. I'm still in my longs, but I fucking hate this market. Probably just gonna target midnight open at 6,850 and call it a day, because these markets are retarded. Like very retarded. But I am long off 2350. Again, we held just by the fucking grace of God, but let me not speak too soon. We held above 68.11, so it was to the next midnight open at 21. That held value area low. Now it's trying for 36. So if we can't get back above 36, we're just gonna sell right back off. So we got to get back above 36, and then we can have a fighting chance for 50. Then if we get back above 50, we'll just retrace this whole sell-off today. But I probably won't be here to see that, because I just want to be out at 50 and call it a day, because I hate this market generally. Only reason I'm saying that is because I should have waited for my system and I didn't. So that is my fault. And yes, now my system is saying longs, but yeah, that is my fault. So I can't be mad at anybody but myself. But I am still in my longs, so I'll be out very soon. If we can't get above 36, I'll probably exit. So that 36 is a crucial pivot for us to get above. If we get above that, we go push to 50. Are they even gonna give it to us is a question. Like, holy difficulty. Okay, market. Rejecting 36. I see. So I say it's a very weird market. Very weird market. And we're still in an inside day as well. We didn't even trigger a 2 down. We almost did, actually. We literally almost did. So that's why I'm not too keen with these longs.
What's up, Noah?
You have a hot mic. We got a hot mic. Yeah, I think you got a hot mic. I'm really trying not to beat myself up for like not adhering to my system, but like fuck, I can be so slow sometimes. Still in these longs, waiting for, if we see the break above 36, I think we could get 50s, and then I'll probably like call it from there. If we could do it on this current 30-minute candle, that'll be nice. Be a 2-2 reversal, but we'll see. I might exit early just because we're battling and struggling with this 36. So we got to get above this 36 and show me that they want to continue this 2-up continuation. As of right now, we did put in a 2-up, but sellers are taking control over this candle. So buyers got to continue to step in. I mean, they were pretty good for the previous 2 candles, but it seems like they're giving out steam. 5-minute stochastic RSI is in my seller zone, so I am aware of this pullback. Yeah, I don't like these rejections. They're just so annoying. I literally may exit these positions. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I just don't like how this market is moving. It's just not to my liking at all. At all. Yep, I might exit it. I'm gonna get out of it. Getting out of it. I'm out. Like, I genuinely just don't understand why the market wants to be so sluggish right now. But as you can see, we struggled with 36. So we're coming right back down to this midnight open here at 21. That's why I exited. If we struggle with 21, it's going to be right back to it. It's going to go down to 11. If that doesn't hold, then it's donezo. If they hold 21, it's right back to 36. And if they break it, then hey, they go to 50. But as of right now, I just don't like how this market is moving. It's just not to my liking at all. Like, the fact that, okay, they're pushing it up just to pull it all down in one candle is just ill. And yes, they can pop it back up, but I don't like that. I'll probably get a better setup if the 5 minute can show me a better setup. So I'll give the market maybe, let's just say, up until 8:30. Can't find a setup within then I'm probably gonna call it, because I don't want to force anything. I will say the 30 minute is setting up, so the next 5 minute candle may be a nice entry. The 1 hour is not fully there yet. It's just not fully there. It's not fully in that zero zone. But I will say, I still wouldn't short, because I do think they're gonna pop this right back up and just reclaim the sell-off. So unless they trigger a 2 down, I really wouldn't be so fast to short. Just wait to see what they got in store. Me, I'm picking a side, and the side that invalidates it is a break under 6804. So yeah. about to get a new hourly candle. We're trying to hold 21. So that means we could go back to 36. I want to see what this new hourly candle does for me here. About 20 seconds and then it opens. And we're gonna get a new 30-minute candle as well. All right, yeah, that 30 makes me want a long. And that 1 hour makes me want to long. Makes me want a long. So what I'm gonna do, chat, is we're gonna go long again. So I'm longing here. So I'm long at 26 and I'm in some starters, and I'll add on a dip if I need to. But yeah, I'm long here. I want to see this 30-minute putting a 2 up. Then I know we could target 50s. Again, I'm still holding my longs. Holding these longs. Okay, so we are above 68.36. We could go to 50, and I could call it. For the SPY options that we entered, the way I will monitor that is based off of midnight open. If we get above 50, then I'll hold the position because then we could see more upside. But if we can't get above 68.50, I'll close my position. But yeah, I just want to see this and be done with this market right now. So we're above this 36 midnight open. So technically, yes, we go to 68.50. If that holds, is 57, then 63, and then so on and so forth. Oh, just wanna hurry up and get the fuck about this fucking market already. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Go to 50. .30-minute is definitely screaming longs. But this retracement just goes to show that you always start. You always. I don't want to say you always start with the daily time frame, but the daily time frame is a good place to start with when doing top-down analysis. Inside day candles are the trickiest to trade because there's no clear direction. So while we are seeing a pop up, which is nice, by all means, if this doesn't trigger a 2 up on a daily, this is just gonna retrace right back down, right? Or unless a new daily candle opens up and triggers that 2 up, right? So I don't want to enjoy my stay for too long. I just want to be out and catch some sleep. Probably what I'm gonna do. If you can't hold 36, it's right back down. So I'm gonna be thinking about taking profits soon. We're holding under VWAP too, so it's not really something you really want to see. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take my profits. Broke 36. Market's just not something I want to deal with today. Obviously, if we can hold above 36, it's going to go to 50, which is a midnight open, but I just don't want to sit in this chop here. I'm just too tired to sit in this chop. So I'm going to call it a day there. I will try to be live tomorrow, provided we can get a clean setup in this market. And yeah, just go from there.